and welcome to the 25th edition of Marex Maritime News. These are the headlines on Monday, 3rd August 2020. Indian seafarers arrived home by flights to face harassment at Mumbai and New Delhi airports.
National Logistics Efficiency Advancement, Predictability and Safety Act (NLEAPS) being readied.
Fake coronavirus certificates being sold in Manila for as little as $2. Bjorn Højgaard, the CEO of Anglo-Eastern Yulman Group, hits out at irresponsible seafarers. And now, the news in detail. Although India's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, recently said that India can provide lakhs of sailors to different countries, highlighting the importance of the merchant navy workforce, thousands of Indian seafarers on their way back home from different foreign countries are currently being unnecessarily harassed by the immigration authorities at New Delhi and Mumbai airports, citing various procedural reasons. This pressing issue has been raised by the leading maritime bodies of India, NUSI and MASA.
Thousands of our seafarers are awaiting repatriation and many thousands have come in because of the good work of the Maritime Administration, the shipping companies, the unions all put together with the support of the Government of India. And the numbers of our signing on and signing off in the Indian Seafarers crew change have reached more than 70,000, which itself is a very credible number, large number. But here again, the seafarers who are coming after a harrowing experience worldwide, they come, 2-3 days their trip, they come from all corners of the world, and when they land in the airport, particularly the Delhi airport, they are mistreated. There are long queues of more than 12 hours. They have to wait for 12 hours after landing at Delhi airport for what? No food, no drinking facility, just wait and wait and wait. They are just herded state-wise and they are just waiting without whatsoever any medical or any procedures. And this is taking a toll, and this we have raised this voice against this happening with the DG shipping and the government, and we are very sanguine the situation will improve. 12 hours, 10 hours waiting after landing at the Delhi airport is uncalled for, and we will definitely raise our concern and will definitely protest against this.
The seafarers have been returning home now on chartered flights for the past 2 months. And it has been reasonably smooth sailing so far. We have had the occasional hiccups, but nothing major. However, as the Vande Bharat flights have also increased during this time, the pressure is now telling on the airports in Mumbai and Delhi with the number of passengers that they have to handle. And now they treat these seafarer charter flights as labor flights, which are used essentially to bring back unemployed labor from the Persian Gulf countries. I think it is a bit unfair that the seafarers are clubbed with the labor from the Gulf countries. There is nothing against the labor, and there is certainly a lot of dignity in what they do, but the seafarers are protected in a different way. The Director General of Shipping, when it gives permission for seafarer charters, it ensures, the DG ensures that responsibility for quarantine is taken by the RPS companies, and any breach of that responsibility is treated very, very harshly. So the authorities at Delhi and Mumbai need to be aware that the seafarers are fully protected, their quarantine and isolation arrangements are paid for by the RPS companies, and there will be no burden on the state whatsoever. And they need to, that's why, treat the seafarers a bit differently, more like the Vande Bharat passengers rather than the charter flights. This is an earnest appeal to the authorities to rectify this situation.
The Indian government is preparing a draft legislation in logistics with a view of promoting the growth of the sector and replacing the existing multimodal transportation of goods law. The efficiency in logistics comes from end-to-end services, and thus the document will not just focus on multimodal transport. Department of Commerce Special Secretary Logistics Pawan Kumar Agarwal said while speaking in a webinar organized by the Indian Chamber of Commerce. Agarwal invited opinions from all the stakeholders in preparing the legislation draft, which he said was beyond just a logistics document.
We welcome the fresh approach in the new initiative. AMTOI has submitted that the new law and the new policy should lay the enabling environmental foundation for creation of multimodal transport infrastructure, that is multimodal transport hubs and digital logistics portals. AMTOI has also suggested that the public-private partnership models in logistics should be driven by creation of logistics infrastructure that attracts wide-ranging economic activities rather than it being driven by a revenue sharing model. Above all, the policy should promote Indian ownership of logistics assets like ships, aircrafts, ocean containers, and ULDs, that is aviation containers and pallets. We have also suggested evolving a system like ISO pallets or Euro pallets, which is compatible with standard ocean container. We are sure that by implementing these suggestions, the logistics cost in India will come down while making it more reliable and customer friendly.
The announcement by the Logistics Secretary that new legislator is going to come for the logistics sector has been welcomed by the industry. The industry today has issues and the problems which are impediment to the growth, like it's highly fragmented, unstructured, it's got huge transaction costs compared to the other countries, developing countries or developed countries. The transportation is more skewed in favor of road transportation, 60 to 65%, which is unhealthy. The assets, poor utilization of assets, trained manpower, lot of issues, lots and lots of issues. How is the transformation going to come? The basic principle what they're talking about is a LEAPS Act, that is going to be Logistics, Efficiency, Advancement, Predictability and Safety Act. Well, this will bring a lot of discipline, a lot of regulation by various departments makes the transaction cost high and it delays in approvals. All this should happen through the digital transformation, sector modernization, especially your agro sector, where the movement of the crop or the food product, 60-65% gets wasted. The cost goes up by 20, 30, 40 times by the time it leaves the farm. And today the concept is from farm to the fork. And the cold logistics chain, modernization, all this is going to help. This is going to take time. They are talking about forming a National Logistics Council and have logistics commissioners in every state. And I think there will be a good coordination. It's going to take time. It's going to see the development of new logistics parks, of the warehouses, and the entire glimpse is going to change. We look forward to it.
news portal Splash recently published a few pictures of fake coronavirus certificates being sold in the maritime city of Manila for as little as $2. Since seafaring is Philippines' biggest strength and Filipinos are active in the global maritime trade, The easy and cheap availability of the fake coronavirus certificates in Manila has raised alarms amongst ship manning agencies, as maintaining good health of the crew members on board the cargo fleet worldwide is of paramount importance today in the current ongoing pandemic phase.
Regarding the issue of coronavirus tests being conducted either in Philippines or India, we have seen a dangerous trend of one of the seafarers manipulating that and then trying to join ship, and he was caught red-handed. You know what is the result? The result is all seafarers have been stopped by that country, and now I see that one particular nationality has gone and joined a ship, and it belongs to a Greek owner. The vessel is in Greece, and the whole crew has got coronavirus. Stop manipulating. I tell you, next time it will be jail, and nobody will have mercy on you. So my request is, seafarers, be fair to yourself. Be fair to all the seafarers.
Willfully and recklessly buying the fake certificate is professionally misconduct and ethically wrong. The fake certificate gives the false sense of safety, but it has an explosive consequences, because it not only infects the family member but all the people who is come in contact during the travel and also on the ship. So the risk of transmission multiplies. Right now, during the pandemic, all the efforts are to follow the WHO guidelines and contain the spread of virus or slow down the speed of virus. Now, with the fake certificate, this is not possible. All the shipping companies are giving the topmost priority on the health of the seafarer, so that the customer care is taken properly. Now, because of the fake certificate, that is not possible. Also, the image of the country, it takes the beating, and the consequences are faced by the other people. The loss is huge loss for the country. There has to be an awareness drive to tell that the importance of the genuineness of the test. On board the vessel, it is not possible to have a good treatment because there are no doctors available there. So it is more important, and it becomes so more important to have the genuine certificates and the good health.
Anglo-Indian Univan Group, one of the world's largest ship managers, recently celebrated its stupendous 10,000 completed crew changes since the travel restrictions were brought into place by the spread of the coronavirus pandemic around the world. However, Mr. Bjorn Højgaard, the CEO of Anglo-Indian Univan Group, hit at some irresponsible seafarers who have set crew changes back for many in Asia. In a letter to the Hong Kong's most read English newspaper, the South China Morning Post, he stated that a few rotten apples have brought disrepute to their peers and the industry. Media reports on seafarers who flouted the quarantine laws in Hong Kong and Singapore have sparked public outcry, which has eventually led to severe restrictions coming into place for crew changes in the two port cities.
The Indian Coast Guard ICG carried out a mid-sea medical emergency evacuation from the Singapore-registered LNG carrier Prachi on 26th July. The vessel, while on a planned passage from Kochi to Singapore, had reported one Indian crew member, Mr. Yashashvi Kamboj, aged 21 years, complaining of a burning sensation in the stomach, vomiting blood and retching heavily. innovative new portal for nautical charts and publications has been launched that has no subscription or minimum contract term and offers free updates and corrections. OpenSea247.com responds to the growing demand for digital technologies in the maritime sector. The soft launch of the portal has attracted many registered users from captains of super yachts to shipping companies looking to streamline their approach to cost and compliance. The Mission to Seafarers' latest Seafarer Happiness Index survey shows growing levels of stress and unease amongst the seafaring community due to the COVID-19 crisis, the maritime charity reported recently. An estimated 2 lakh to 3 lakh seafarers are stuck on board because of the government policies that prohibit regular crew changes, and even those who are still within their normal contract periods are feeling the pressure, according to the survey. UK authorities are reporting the recent discovery of a large venomous spider when a shipping container was opened at a local warehouse. The container had come on an unidentified ship from China. According to the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, RSPCA, their inspector was called to the warehouse after workers discovered the spider when they opened a shipment of chairs. While the spider was only about 6 centimeters, it is a large variety of spider, not native to the area, and gave the people working on the container a scare. Huntsman spiders are venomous, but aren't dangerous to people, although they can give a nasty bite, so we would always advise caution around them, said Inspector Jason Finch, who was called to handle the discovery.
Thank you for watching. See you all next Monday.